You have something special. You have greatness in you. I'm coming on early because I'm coming back again. I just could not wait to talk to you. These are very challenging times where we are. And I think it would be negligent and foolhardy not to develop your skills and work to improve yourself, to be able to take on this new place where we are. There are people who are going to win, and there are people who are winning, who are making what's going on work for them. And if you want to be among those who find a way to win, you got to work to improve yourself. You don't get in life what you want. We say this all the time. You get in life what you are. You got to work on yourself. You got to work harder on yourself than you do on a job. And most people are not accustomed to working hard on themselves, to learning. See, this is a time where if you are a perpetual student, I am so grateful that I decided a long time ago I did not want the life that I was born into. I wanted something else. And now we're living in a time where the rug has been snatched out from under us. Now there's no such thing as job security, where you can go to college and get a job and work for 40 years and retire in 40%, which wasn't enough in the first place. The 40-40 plan, that's gone. It's a new place. And a lot of people don't know. This is different. We've never seen anything like this. Where not keeping social distancing can cost you your life. Now, there's some people who don't care. They'll take one for the country. They see it patriotic. A friend of mine, she's worked for this agency, and there's one guy, he refused to wear a mask. And one day they were having a conversation, and he said, "Take your mask off so I can talk to you, so I can see your face." And she said, "No." Everybody there wore a mask except him. And he was so proud. So you guys running scared. You got to live. Well, now he's been diagnosed with coronavirus. Now he's infected his wife. Now he's sick as a dog. He's not saying that now. He's infected his children. He's not saying that now. Now he's scared. Now he's in the hospital. Now he's having difficulty breathing. Oh, Mr. Know-it-all. Oh, you don't need to wear a mask. Oh, instant scientist. See, the Bible says, watch as well as pray. And so this is the time you want to make sure you're around the right people. The right people. Why? People who have sense, common sense. And understand me, common sense is not common. Common sense is not common. There's some crazies out here. You've got to get around the right people. I want you to like this page and share it. Like it and share it. And put voice in the comments section if you want to be in a community of winners, a community of people who are working to develop themselves and take their lives to the next level. But that guy, that's not who I want to talk to you about. Got a call from a friend. It's an interesting thing about some friends. Familiarity breeds contempt. And this person, who's a nice person, good people, smart person, talked to me about a deal she had, and she's looking for some investors. And as she was talking to me, I was listening to how she was telling me the story. I want you to write this down. Presentation power. Presentation power. And as she was saying, she was saying over 100 times, and also things that had nothing to do with getting the money, had nothing to do with the bottom line, things that she should not have shared because it would not encourage people to invest in the deal. It looked bad for her, but because she didn't know what she didn't know, she was going fast forward in a level of arrogance and ignorance. I have no patience for that. But I just listened. And because I just, out of my heart, I said, look, you say you need money within 24 hours. I'm going to introduce you to someone. But here's what I'm encouraging you to do. You call me. I didn't call you. This is your deal. This is my deal. Follow my lead. What I say, you want to say it in your own way. Model what I say and follow my lead, because I know this person. You don't know this person. This person has the money that you want. I know how to get this person, because of my relationship with him, to give you the money. So follow my lead. Don't bring in all that other extra stuff that you told me, because no one cares about that. Are we clear? Yes. Okay. So I call my friend. Hey, how are you? Listen, I've got a friend who's got a deal, need around $50,000. This is a huge deal. Great opportunity. Is it okay that I put her in line? Yes. I put her on the line. And I said, hi, I want you to meet my friend George. George, I've known this young lady for a long time. She's really good people. She's smart. And she's got a deal, and she needs around $50,000 in around 25 to 36 hours. And here's what I know. She's smart. She's honest, a person of integrity. And I feel that there's some value for you getting involved in this, and it will work for you and for her. It's a win-win. So I said, come on, tell George about the deal. Now, she should have followed my example. Thank you so much, Mr. Brown, for bringing me on the call, Mr. George. I want to thank you so much for your time, sir. And so let me give you the Reader's Digest version. I'm looking for $50,000 from some investors. And let me share with you how it can pay off, can be a win-win. She didn't do that. Here's how she started out. You know, in the Chinese community, when they have a deal or something, they get together and they help each other. In the Latino community, they get together and they help each other. In the Black community, we don't do that. I'm looking at the phone. I said, listen to me. Listen, excuse me, George. Listen, he's not interested in you giving him some narrative about who works together and who does not. That's not the purpose of this telephone call. And she went stumbling through her presentation. Listen to me. You don't get a second chance to make a first impression. When I listened to his silence on the other end of the phone, I knew I got her into an opportunity to get that $50,000, and she talked her behind out of it. I was furious. I was embarrassed. I said, listen, I want to thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you, my brother. You take care, sister. And I hung up. He told her out of courtesy, send me a summary of what you're dealing with. In this place where we are, how you present yourself is everything. There's no way, given my beginning, no college education, no way that I would be living the life that I'm living if I did not know how to present myself. If you're going to talk to somebody, that has what you want, you need to know how they think. You need to know how to present to them. She'd ask me anything. Oh, just get me on the phone with them. And had some little narrative in her head that she thought would work, and never talk with anybody who earned the kind of money this guy earns. If you're serious, and you should be, about becoming successful, yeah, the first thing is lack of confidence. When I got on the phone, this guy's a multimillionaire, she was shaken. You got to work on yourself. I can tell you the years that I sat on the sideline and I watched other people who didn't have the talent I had, but they had confidence. They believed in themselves, and that inspired me to set aside time to work on me. This is the time you must believe in you. This is the time you must realize that you are the money. This is the time you must be enlightened to know that people don't invest in businesses and products. They invest in you. You're looking at you. Who are you? How you present yourself, how you communicate, how you hold yourself, how you relate to them, the questions that you ask. That's major. This is no little league. This is the big league now. If you're serious, if you're looking for help, nobody's looking for chumps to work with, somebody who can't hold a conversation. Well, when I train speakers, listen to it, when I train speakers, they ask me, why you focus on the messenger? I just want to speak. Listen to me. You think I got here just wanting to speak? You know what it takes to believe in yourself, to go on a stage and command an audience of 5,000 or 10,000 or 15,000? How many people have you spoken before? About 500. I've spoken to 80,000. You need to be asking me, how did you do that? How could you, in the Georgia Dome with all the distractions, command that type of audience? Well, you didn't ask me, so let me tell you, I spend time working on myself, training my mind, overriding the fear, lack of confidence that I don't have a college education, defeating the enemy in me. That's how. The times, the hours, listening to motivational messages over and over again. Why? Because faith comes by hearing and hearing and hearing. As you look at your goals and look at your dreams, listen to me. Mental health is important. Your mental health is important. If you're the person, the go-to person, the resource person in your family, everybody comes to you. Guess what? You need something too. You can't give from an empty wagon. When you get depleted and something happens to you, you get sick. Who's going to be there for you? You got to work on yourself now. There are people snapping. Misplaced aggression. That's why child abuse is up now. Domestic violence is up now. Misplaced aggression. And here's the other thing. When you're behind on your bills, or if you lost your job, or you're going through foreclosure, you can't think. And you're half crazy. I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning and I couldn't go to sleep because all I could think about, she called me. I hadn't talked to her in years. And I made it possible for her to get the funding she needed for a business. And she did not have enough awareness to follow what I told her to do. Go to the bottom line. This person does not have a lot of time. I know this person. And the fact that I'm on the line with him, he knows I'm not going to bring somebody to him unless it's something that he's interested in. And I knew he would be interested in it, but she did not know how to present herself, and she thought she did. And the reason that she didn't ask me, who get a lot of money to train people how to present themselves, because she knew me. You know something my mother taught me? Familiarity breeds contempt. You know, relatives and friends who you can help them, but they will never ask you. They'll go spend money with somebody else. They would never ask you. Out of my 7 brothers and sisters, and this is no slight toward them, maybe one to been in 51 years that I've been doing this, maybe one has been to one of my workshops. Why? Familiarity breeds contempt. This is just a conversation about life right now. And I'm not talking to everybody. I'm talking to the people who can hear me. I'm not talking to the 90 million people who listen to the rappers and the 90 millions who doing these TikTok things. No, I'm not talking to everybody. I'm talking to a few people. The road to life is straight and narrow, and few there be that find it. Coming out of this place where we are right now will be millionaires, billionaires, and witnesses. I'm talking to the millionaires and the billionaires in training. They can hear me. Everybody can't hear me. That's why the book of life says, my sheep shall hear my voice. He who has ear, let him hear. I'm going to do God's work. I'm here because of his grace and mercy. And if you can hear me, you're helping me to fulfill my assignment. Work on yourself. Don't look past your mental health. Start a plan of action. If you're working on a job that's not you, start a plan of action to improve yourself so that you can develop yourself, so that you can command more money, so you can have an exit plan. So if they tap you on the shoulder and say, you've been replaced by technology, you'll say, thank you. I appreciate the time that I've been here, because you won't be shook up. But if you don't work on yourself, you don't work to improve yourself, you're not training your mind, you don't get paid for the value of just doing a job, you get paid for the value you bring to that job. This is the time you want to spend a lot of time working on you so you can work yourself out of there. If it's not you, now if it's you, and you don't have to worry about being laid off. If it's you, where you can give yourself a raise if you choose to. If it's you, and you're not just working hard enough to keep from getting fired, and they're paying you just enough to keep you from quitting. If that works for you, listen to somebody else. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to people who are serious. People who are hungry. You know what it is to be hungry? I'm not just talking about being hungry for a meal. I'm talking about a different way of life. I'm talking about overcoming the odds in a system designed to hold you down, to marginalize you, to destroy your sense of self. That in order to get through, you got to be hungry. You got to be willing to snatch somebody's leg off if they try and block you. It's a different time. She lost that deal. And she opened her mouth, I listened to her. Good person. Arrogance and ignorance. I have no stomach for it. Never stop learning. This is your time. There are all types of opportunities available now. Look around for them. The majority of people are not looking for the opportunities. Write this down. Optimism. If you have a spirit of optimism, and you see, there's eyesight and there's mind sight. Eyesight judge according to appearances. Mind sight, you live out of your imagination. That's why it's important to work to improve yourself, to expand your mind. There's never a shortage of opportunities, just a shortage of thinking. I'm reminded, young man, he lost both his legs. He went to a store to buy some leather equipment. And when they rung it up, he said, that's too much. He said, no, thank you. He went home, thought about it, got on the internet, and found a course that he could teach himself how to design the kind of leather that he was shopping for. Went to a place called a hobby place or something like that. And it's strikingly beautiful. Did an incredible job. He started a business with it. He was able to quit his job. He taught himself. I saw a video of me and Eric Thomas. I wouldn't find the company that did it. And I talked to the guy. I said, hey, man, how did you get into this? He said, I went out to Los Angeles. I wanted to get into film industry and couldn't find any gigs. Went back to Canada, got online and taught myself how to edit videos. And I was listening to you and Eric Thomas and different other motivational speakers. And then the idea came to me, what if I put inspiring music and positive images with their voices? How would that look? I didn't think of that. He did. He built a $2 million business and growing off my voice, off Eric's voice, off if you put in Eric Thomas, Les Brown, Will Smith, a Will Smith image, you hear it. It's inspiring. There's no shortage of money. Shortage of thinking. That's why you have to work on yourself. Listening to my motivational messages every day. He said it changed his life. If you're going to do something, you have to have mental resolve. You have to have a creative mindset. You have to have an expanded vision of what's possible for you. You've got to be a creative thinker. I woke up this morning around 4 o'clock and my mind was going, and I thought about, wait a minute. I had to look at it again. I'm not going back to sleep again. I noticed something in my business that I had missed. It's cost me over $500,000. I plugged that hole. I got up. And I thought about some people that can help me identify, am I right? Am I looking at this right? Yeah. And there's some other opportunities you're missing out on too that can generate a lot more money. I said, why didn't you tell me? Oh, no. Take responsibility. It was not their responsibility to tell me. It's my business. Nobody's going to care more about you and your business and you making money than you. even if they get a piece of the action. This is a time that you want to work on your mind, you want to be creative, and you want to surround yourself with people who have skills and knowledge and abilities that you don't have. Listen to me. Listen to me. These are serious times. Things right now, they're about to get ugly. I'm telling you. I'm telling you what I know. I've got connections. I know. I see. I'm a former elected official. I know people at different levels, locally, nationally, and around the world. I know what's coming. And it's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. Work on you. Work to improve yourself. Oh, Les, I'm old now. Come on, give me a break. I'm 75 years old. Excuse me, young. I'm older than bread. You forget your years will forget you. Don't be among the millions who are waiting around to die. You're here for a purpose. God has something else for you to do. You know what they call it? The greater work. I don't know what that is, what that look like. Seek, and ye shall find. Knock, and it shall be open unto you. Come on now. We're supposed to be an active force in life. If what I'm saying resonates with you, if what I'm saying makes sense to you, if you feel you got some knowledge, skill, or voice, or story, don't put it off. Put voice in the comment section. If you want to be in a community of people that are iron sharpening iron, helping each other, working on goals and dreams, learning from each other, take advantage of it now. Put voice in the comment section. This is a time to build new relationships. God wants a new thing with your life. The fact that we're still here. My heart goes out to family members that people have lost, loved ones, but you're still here. Make your life count. Control your destiny. Victims, people have a victim mentality. They're depending on the government. I wonder when they're going to come through with the relief check. Excuse me? Let the relief check be a bonus, not your source. You are the source. You are the money. Let God be your source. He gave you the ability to create wealth, not wait around for some measly check, a bunch of crooked-hearted politicians who don't care about you and only doing it because they think it will give them political favor. No, you're not listening to me because you don't know what I'm saying. You're not cut from the same cloth. We're branches of the same tree. Everything I'm saying, you already know it. I'm not going to insult your intelligence by saying I'm bringing you some new revelations. No, I'm not. Oh boy. Put voice in the comment section if you're ready to make a dramatic change in your life. I'll be back at 12 noon. Now that I've got this steam off my chest. I just spoke for a group, Chamber of Commerce, and had all type of technical problems. I was cool. You know what? Oscar Brown Jr. Google that on Columbia Records. He did a song years ago called "But I Was Cool." He was one of the greats that the world never really heard his voice. Out of Chicago, Oscar Brown Jr. Google that. He has a song called "Signifying Monkey." Stay up in your tree. Oh boy, that's a great album. But there's another one called "But I Was Cool." And Google me when you find it. Or if you know, if you ever heard the name Oscar Brown Jr., oh, this is back in the day. The millennials don't know about Oscar Brown Jr. He was a bad boy. You hear me? He was a bad boy. Bitter man, bitter man, bitter man. Oh, Oscar Brown Jr., Google him. Oh, we're here because of God's grace and mercy. I hope you heard me. All things work together for good for those who love God and for those who are called according to his purpose. God, I'm going to do my part. Thank you for using me today. Thank you for those who can hear me. And those of you that can't hear me now, I'm coming for you. This is not over until I catch you. And when I catch you, you're going to say, thank you so much, Miss Baby Brown's baby boy. If I know this experience that I'm now having in this thing called life, I'd have ran slower. I'd have thank you a sweet potato pie like your mama used to do for you. Sometimes you have to laugh to keep from crying. Bye from now. My life is in a special place. I'm here for God, so I'm coming for you. Hearing my Father glorified that ye bear much fruit, not a little bitty fruit, much fruit. Put voice in the comment section. Bye for now. You know what? You got issues. You know, you need to get some help. You need to get some help for that.